Hey, my name is Heather, and there are basically two types of people that I just hate. First of all, the people that commit crimes. Second, people who are intolerant. And when some of them mess with my family, you can't even imagine how nuts I get. God knows I had a terrible childhood until he sent me an angel to stop my suffering. That angel is my current mom, Jasmine. She adopted me when I was 7 years old. My biological parents were problematic and abusive. My father drank a lot, and my mom was always out partying and taking drugs. I didn't study, and I barely ate. Thankfully, some neighbors noticed what was happening and called child services. They took me away, and they sent me to a foster home. Then I was relocated to a new area, and then another one, and then another one. Not once did my biological mother or father try to contact me. It all changed the day when this charming woman came in. Someone in charge called me to meet her. I went running right away. We had an incredible connection. She made me feel calm. After meeting her a bunch of times and then the long adoption process, I finally went home with Jasmine. Even though I liked her from the minute we met, I felt awkward living with her for a few months at first. I thought of us more like friends. Now the relationship has turned into a more mother-daughter type, of course. Little by little, I start feeling more like Jasmine's daughter, and I think she feels more like my mom. We've established an amazing relationship over the years. We're practically each other's best friends and the most important person in each other's life. Besides, we're pretty much the only family that we have. For the record, my mom is gay, and when she came out, her parents didn't accept her. So she left her house, moved to New York with the little money she had, and saved up. There, she managed to find a job as a waitress, and after saving for several more years, she started studying education in community college. Shortly after, she graduated, and Jasmine found a job as a second-grade teacher at a little school in Brooklyn. She was outstanding at her job. She completed a bunch of courses and certifications, and everybody loved her. Kids, teachers, the maintenance crew, everybody. And after just 5 years, she escalated the ladder until she became the school's principal. She dated and never stopped being herself, no matter what people would say. Everybody was okay with the fact that she was gay, and I loved that she was never afraid to express it. I came into the picture when she was already at that position for a year. I entered as the principal's daughter. Sometimes that can be a problem, but in our case it wasn't. My mom's really likable as a principal too. Students loved her because I've been told that the previous principal was a total witch, but with a B instead of a W. It was a relief for everybody when my mom was put in charge. My mom loved her little school deeply until it was shut down due to lack of funding. Every student had to transfer, and every teacher was fired. So she had to find another job, and this time she wasn't alone. The thought of not being able to provide me with a good life crushed her. She looked and found nothing in the city. She made some calls to a few friends in other states as a cry for help. Thank goodness for Buddy, her childhood friend who lives in Ohio. It turns out that her son's school was looking for a new principal. So she recommended my mom, even if my mom didn't really like the idea of being in Ohio. But we were desperate. She sent in her resume and letters of recommendation and got the job. It meant a total change of life for us. I moved away from all of my friends, but I was still excited. We got to Ohio 2 months ago. My mom started at the school as the new principal, and I am a freshman. This time, the students don't know my mom, so I definitely was going to be the tattletale. Nobody's going to trust me, right? I didn't care. With time, I would earn their respect, right? The truth is, I've made some friends, and the school is okay. It's just different. It's bigger and has more extracurricular activities, and people are nice. I just don't see a lot of diversity, and that might be a huge problem now. You see, ever since school started, my mom has been acting all weird. She's dressing different. She seems nervous all the time, and she's acting like she's hiding something. I thought maybe she was dating somebody new. She's always nervous at first, but boy, was I wrong. She hasn't told me anything, but I already know. I heard some senior guys talking about my mom and comparing her to the old principal. The new one looks nice and she's probably not gay, I heard one saying. What the actual F? I dug in and found out that the previous principal was fired after one student saw him entering a gay bar, and the student council decided it was best for the school if he renounced. What on earth is wrong with people? Professional life and private life have nothing to do with each other. Plus, it's freaking normal. I'm seriously so pissed at people's homophobia. Now I get why my mom seems afraid. She's scared she might lose her job too and not find another one. What can I do to help her? Tell people and hope it's for the best? Sue the school if she gets fired too? Or do we just move somewhere else until she finds a new job? Please help us out.
Hello, my name's Rebecca, and this is the story of how I went blind. When I was 14, I was all about competition. I competed in every way I could. If there was a way to show I was the best at something, I did. Not only was I part of every sport offered at my school, but during tests, I'd time myself against others. It wasn't enough to get a perfect score. I had to be the fastest one to do it. In my spare time, I'd play online games, and trust me, I was ridiculously good. No matter what it was, I wanted to be unbeatable. But one day, I truly met my match. There was a classmate by the name of Marcus. Marcus was a short, scrawny kid from the grade beneath me. He always wore glasses, and oddly enough, he wore a suit jacket to school every day. People kept calling him Mr. Lawyer, because I guess that's what he looked like. Whatever, teens don't know anything. Anyways, little Marcus was also a competitive kid. And when he wasn't all suited up like a little lawyer, apparently he could throw a mean dodgeball. I would soon learn that to be true. One day I was just sitting with my friends, and Marcus came up to me and challenged me to a game of dodgeball. Granted, we're in high school. Who plays dodgeball anymore? But I'm just crazy competitive enough to not say no. And after all, I was a star athlete on practically every team. I should know how to play dodgeball. And, well, I'm an athlete. I should be good at it. What I didn't know was that Little Lawyer Jr. apparently was the son of a Major League Baseball player, and he was deadly accurate when he wanted to be. Not that this makes it any better, but I was probably not the nicest when we were playing. I started taunting Marcus, making fun of his glasses, joking about the way he looked and dressed. The game was dragging on, and we were both starting to get tired. The sun was right overhead, and there was a huge glare. As a desperate effort, Marcus lobbed the ball way up in the air. I couldn't see it, and somehow I must have gotten distracted. But with the glare of the sun in my eyes, I didn't see it until it was too late. The ball smacked me so hard right in the face. I guess it was like a 1 in a million chance, but I'm just that lucky. Both of my retinas detached. For being the perfect student and the star athlete who never loses at anything, having to get ambulanced out from my school quad was, to say the least, embarrassing. Not to mention, well, it was pretty freaking painful. At the hospital, my parents met me, and I told them that I couldn't see. A little while later, the doctors came in and confirmed my fears. I was now blind, and I would never see again. Apparently, there's no way to reattach detached retinas when they're as damaged as mine were. The doctors say that I'm never going to see again. And not gonna lie, that really sucks. After a while, I went back to school, and I didn't have to tell everybody what happened because they already knew. People avoided me. Nobody wants to compete against the blind girl. Partly because they feel bad, and partly because I very clearly had some psychological pitfalls. I started seeing a therapist, partly to deal with this major change in my life and also to figure out why I was so competitive in the first place. I guess a lot of it has to do with my mom not being around, but that's a story for a different day. Ultimately, I learned that it's okay to not win. Everybody has things that they're special at, and obviously, there's no need to be foolish when it comes to being competitive. Thanks for listening, and be careful when you play dodgeball.
Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe and comment below. Let me know what you think. Thanks, guys.